There's something captivating about dark fantasy. It's not just the twisted plots or the morally ambiguous characters, it's the way these stories pull you into their shadows, making you question your sense of right and wrong. The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller was a masterpiece in that regard. It lured us in with the allure of power, deception, and a romance that felt both dangerous and irresistible. And when a book like that leaves a mark, the only thing to do is find another that scratches the same itch. So, after The Shadows Between Us, where do you go next? You want that same thrill, that feeling of stepping into a world where power is seductive, love is a game, and betrayal lurks around every corner. I've got you covered. Beyond the usual recommendations, I researched thoroughly and found 6 books that deliver that same punch of dark fantasy without being overhyped. These aren't just books I've read. They're books that made me feel something that left me thinking long after I turned the last page. The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli had me hooked from the start. Imagine falling in love with the one person you should kill. That's the nightmare of the Crimson Moth, a vigilante fighting against a cruel regime. But her biggest enemy? The King's spy master just happens to be her secret lover. The tension between these two was so thick I could practically cut it with a knife. Every glance, whispered threat, and moment of almost trust had my heart racing. If you love the power dynamics in The Shadows Between Us, this book takes it to another level. Then there's The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones, which felt like a dark fairy tale brought to life. Water magic, a crew of thieves, and a heist that could change everything. It's everything I crave in a fantasy novel. But what really got me was Myr, the last living water diviner who was once forced to serve a ruthless prince. Now, she wants revenge, and she's got the perfect plan. Except, as with any good dark fantasy, nothing ever goes according to plan. The betrayals, the unexpected alliances, the slow unraveling of the truth. It's the kind of story that keeps you on edge until the very last page. Okay, pause. If you're loving these recommendations, take a moment to ring the bell, like this video, and subscribe to Book Ginger. Seriously, it helps so much, and I promise to keep bringing you the best book recommendations out there. All right, back to the darkness. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig took me somewhere I wasn't expecting. Imagine having a monster living in your head, one that grants you power but slowly takes over your soul. That's Elspeth's reality. She carries an ancient, whispering nightmare inside her, and the more she uses its magic, the stronger it gets. There were moments in this book where I had to put it down just to process what I'd read. It's unsettling in the best way, especially when you realize just how much power corrupts. And yet, you can't help but root for Elspeth even as she teeters on the edge of darkness. Then came The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten, which felt like stepping into a gothic dream. Law has the ability to steal life from the living and the dead, which makes her valuable and dangerous. When she's caught using her magic, she's forced into the service of the king's priests, and suddenly she's tangled in a game of court intrigue, hidden agendas, and secrets that could destroy everything. The romance in this one? Chef's kiss. It's slow, it's painful, it's absolutely beautiful. If you loved the way The Shadows Between Us made romance feel like a high-stakes game, you'll devour this. But if you're looking for something that turns fantasy tropes upside down, Nightbirds by Kate J. Armstrong is the book for you. Instead of running from their power, these girls sell it, literally. Their magic is passed through a kiss, making them both powerful and desirable. But when they uncover a conspiracy that threatens them all, they have to decide whether to burn the whole system down. This book was a slow burn in the best way, with tension that built up until it exploded. And the world? So rich, so immersive. It's the kind of book that makes you want to disappear inside its pages. And finally, The Curse That Binds Us by Katie Hayes. If you like your fantasy with a side of mind games, this one will mess with you in the best way. Lenora and a group of cursed heirs are trapped on an island, bound by an ancient deal that none of them can escape. The way the characters manipulate, deceive, and betray each other reminded me why I love dark fantasy so much. You never know who to trust, and just when you think you've figured it out, the book pulls the rug out from under you. It's the kind of story that lingers, making you question everything. Dark fantasy isn't just about magic and kingdoms. It's about the choices people make when they're backed into a corner. It's about ambition, desire, and the fine line between love and destruction. These books? They capture all of that and more. If the shadows between us left you craving more danger, more intrigue, and more romance wrapped in shadows, these are the books you need in your life. So tell me, have you read any of these? And which one are you adding to your TBR? Let's talk in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to ring that bell like this video and subscribe to Book Ginger for more dark and enjoyable fantasy recommendations. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.